Hello, everybody. Welcome to the training tonight. How are we all doing? We all good? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay because I've just had a ton of yeses in there. Oh, is that just yes from getting started? Give me a one in the box if you can hear me okay. Just to be on the safe side. Maria's the first one in there. Maria, I'll answer all the questions at the end. Okay, I've got plenty of yes, 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 yeses. If I say no, would you believe me? No, Maury, definitely not. But thank you though, because we're still getting loads of yeses and no ones. Um, Absolutely awesome. So yeah, I can see Maria, you've popped a question in there. I'll jump on the questions at the end. So I try and keep this down to an hour, guys. We can only fit 1,000 people in the room. So what I'm going to do is let the room fill up before we get started. So has anybody seen the results we've had from London this week? Just type London in the box if you haven't had the results, seen the results from London this week. And that way I know whether you want to actually see, because we went to, not yeah, from London, but whilst we was in Manchester. Okay, so Eric's the first one in there. Jeff's finally given me a one. Thank you, Jeff. We're starting to really fill up now as well. So I'll quickly go through the results we've got from London this week, because we put up two sites. So anyone who follows my YouTube channel will probably have seen this one, or this one. Okay, as you can see here, hundreds of pages indexed in under 12 hours. Then we've got this one here, important update, world-class schema in one click. So everybody should have logged into their free local accounts and clicked publish. That's all you had to really do, is save and publish. And all the schema would have been written perfect. We actually sat down with some of the world's best schema guys whilst we was at the Manchester event and got them to yes, there are a load of my books at the top. I finally changed it from that picture of me stood there in a hoodie. Sorry. So yeah, we had a guy look at it from a schema perspective, so that we got this is absolutely perfect for local businesses. And then, which was the prior one to that? It was probably this one here. And these two websites look like this. So this one here we did. I believe this is the second of the two. So this would have been this website here. We didn't build the website live on the video, but I just shown the results after 12 hours later. We did it at 11 o'clock at night, and by the following morning at 8 a.m. there was over 100 pages indexed. This is this site here. If I go over and do the site colon, it's currently now got, after a few days, I don't know how many. We had 300 last time. I don't think this shows you more than 30 pages, so it could be that. There might be more. There's 445 pages in total. Yeah, so it's still filling up the full 300 pages. So I'm assuming there's more than that. It just doesn't show you any additionals. So they've really, really exploded. This is for a business based in Manchester. And we've connected it to his Google business profile, submitted it to Search Console, and managed to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages indexed in Google. And we've also managed to get those pages ranking about 90%, 80 to 90% of the pages are ranking on the first page of Google within a week in London. We've done it for this one here, so you can check them out yourself, local.auto-lock.co.uk. And we've also done it for this one here, local.first-call.co.uk. Tonight, what we're going to do, so the room has really started to fill up now, which is good news. Tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this site here, okay, and I'm going to install, so I don't know exactly where this site's based, but this guy's really doing his best now to try and target London. So what we're going to do is we've already purchased a 3local new account. Okay, so we've set this up. Yes, I will share the link for the Done For You service at the end, if that's all right with you. Can you show how to add new locations? I tell you what, let me just check on that one. Right, save your questions for the end, guys. I'm going to tag the ones I'm seeing popping up. Save your questions for the end. But the ones that have just popped in, I'm just going to click on, and I'm going to set answer live for later. Yeah, Peter, put them two questions in later. I'll go through everyone's questions at the end. We're going to be here about an hour. So I will, yeah, pop them in at the end. Right, sorry guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop looking at the questions now because you guys are dragging me in the opposite direction. I have a habit of doing that. So I'm going to get this website. I'm going to build a 10-mile radius website on here. The new Done For You service has a 10-mile radius as standard. I'm going to use services from this website here because this is his actual website. This is where he's over where we've got his domain name. So you can see this is quite a good website. It's a national auto electrician website that he's got. We can see in the last 24 hours, he's had 2,400 unique visits. Last 7 days, 14,000, and in the last 30 days, so it was like much higher right at the beginning of the month if you look, because that's an average of 3,000 a day, whereas that's only an average of 2,000 a day, and that's only an average of 2,400 a day. So it's going back up again now. But so this is the site we're going to add it onto. I'm going to push it out in London for him again because he's really trying to push through it in London now. And what we have noticed for him is after building the 3local sites regularly, he is actually looking at, in some areas now, he's got 3 and 4 listings on the first page of Google throughout London, and he's starting to generate 5 to 10 calls a day in London, which is brilliant because it's quite a new market. We've only been doing it for just over a week, using 3local and not really using anything else. He's got some old sites there, but he wasn't doing that. He's doing about 150 calls a day now overall. About a month ago, I think we had him on about 100, so it's really starting to push. So I'm just going to go through and build it as I would build it. Once I finish building it, I will go through and answer all your questions and do anything that you want me to. So process, I'm going to talk as I do it because at least that way. So obviously you know where the training videos are. First thing you do is you go to my site. This works much, much, much better for anybody who's got a Google business profile. If you're running a real business, you should obviously have a website, but if you have got a website, there's no excuse to not have a Google business profile in your local area, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're a national business, okay? Get a Google business profile for your local area, because what we have shown recently is that this is actually enabling people to rank their Google business profile 50, 60, 70 miles away because of the way we set the schema up, which I will also talk through shortly. So I'm going to go in here and we're going to put his business is called Autos R Us. Let's put in UK because we're pulling up them all. Okay, this will pull the Google business profile information. If you don't know have a Google business profile, you just click I can't find. Click continue. This is pulling in the name of his business. It's pulling in his mobile number. It's pulling in his URL. We don't want this URL because we're going to add this onto a different website of his. So it's fine to do that, okay? It's fine to add this to a different website. If you've got websites all over the country, lead generation websites, you can still connect them to your Google business profile with a different URL and they still work just as well. So we're going to go over to his website and I'm going to grab his actual website for this site. And I'm going to throw that in here. Oops, let me just do that first. I'm going to paste that into there. Put a forward slash on because it had one on before. Don't know whether that matters or not. Don't really care. We'll find out soon. So it does local.autodoctor.co. So as you can see, Autos are us. We've got all the information. We click continue. Pulls up an address. Okay, so this is an address that's registered on his Google business profile. I don't want that address because I'm going to do this in London for him because he wants to target London. So we're going to move the Google business profile central, and I'll show you the schema soon so you understand why this is important. Okay, why we can move the address and it still connects to the Manchester-based Google business profile and still ranks in London, and potentially it won't work from Oldham to London because that's like 200 miles away. It might do. I don't actually know. I've just never seen it. The biggest one we've seen was on a video I did the other week. It was 70 miles away and it was ranking on the first page of Google. The Google business profile, 70 miles away because of what we've done on this. We have some cool stuff coming for Google business profile, which I'm not allowed to talk to you about, so I won't bring that up, even though I just have. So first thing is going to be auto electrician. We're going to build 4 services on here today. So we're going to have auto electrician and we're going to have diagnostic repairs. Okay, I'm going to click continue. This will just pull in the information to make sure we've got all the information correct, and I can click finish. So now that I've clicked finish, this is going off and it's building pages for every single village, town and suburb. Now I've done this on the done for you service, which means I've got a 10-mile radius on this one. So the done for you service has a 10-mile radius on. If you go in and purchase the done for you service for your business, you don't have to use the done for you service. You pay for the subscription and you can decide later whether you actually want Keith to go in and install everything for you and index your pages and add all your citations and stuff like that. He'll do all that, including, I think it's $250 all in for what he does. But the subscription is completely separate because we're not doing the service, but I know Keith has now been approved to do the service for us. and anybody who wants to offer that as a service to somebody will have to spend some time on a meeting with me, so I can go through and make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so next thing to do is we're going to add this CNAME. So we've got CNAME, local, sites.3local.com, automatic, and proxy off, or 360. So we're going to go over to here. I'm going to click on DNS. I'm going to go add a record in the DNS, and I'm going to select a CNAME. I'm going to type in the keyword local because that's what it told me to name it. The target or points to is sites.3local.com. Turn the proxy off, and the TTL can be 360. Oops, I scrolled down, sorry. It can be 360, I don't know what 360 is, or auto, so we're just going to leave it on auto. I'm assuming it's 3,600 seconds because that had hours in it. Anyway, local sites, yep, CNAME, save, boom, done. So whilst we're now putting this site together, I'm going to go back over here and retry validation. Okay, it's not going to validate straight away, but I'm hoping that the SSL certificate will be done before we leave so that I can show you the live site. So I always do the same process. So these sites over here that you've seen that I've created, where I've had 300 index pages with 80-90% on the first page of Google. If I click on one of them, this is the content the software creates for you. Right out the gate, I've not changed any of it. I've not even made it English, UK English. It's probably quite a bit of it is still written in American English. The auto electrician stuff, it's got all these location pages, and we are ranking first page of Google in nearly every single one of these areas. Now, that won't work in every single niche, in every single industry, but we've been lucky because we're using existing websites. So if you're trying to build a new website, it's going to take a lot longer, but with existing sites, these are shooting right the way up to the top of Google, existing sites with Google business profiles. So I don't tend to do much with these. I go first over to the home page. I'll scroll down, and the first thing I always do, I wish they could put these in automatically, but for some reason it won't. I put in service links. What that's going to do is link to the actual services that we offer. And then I put in a map shortcode. That is the only thing I add to the content. Okay. That's it. And then I'm going to click save changes. And if I click preview, what we've just done is we've added these two, and we've added this map. Okay, that's all we've done. We haven't touched any of the content. It's written all that for us. We've not touched any of the content over here on any of these pages. It's written all this for us. It's doing it, as you can see, it's completely unique from the content on the other website. Same here, we can go over, have a look. It's got randomly linking out to certain places. Content's all written, maps are in place, everything's done. The only thing we need is a banner image. Now, we've kept this as simple as possible because this is designed to be added to an existing business website. So I have my images published here. This is docs, mic, and then random code at the end. So I can just go in, right click over one of the images and click copy image address. And as you can see, we've got a few different ones that we use. But it's the auto electrician one I want here. So I'm going to put copy image address. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to click on edit homepage. I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to paste that in there and click save. So that's all we have to do. You don't need to upload images and things like that. So before we do this one, in fact, what I'll do is I'll go back over to my site and I'll click manage services. Now we get 4 services included. So I'm going to go over to his website here. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to put that one in. Oops. I don't know if it's a good or a bad one. I'm not really that bothered. I'm just going to pop that in. So I'm going to click add a service. I'll paste that one in there. So he's got air conditioning, climate control. I'm going to click save and back. Then I'm going to go back over to his website. I think that was the website. Yes, I think I've clicked on the link by accident. So it was air conditioning, climate control, electric windows, and sunroof repairs. Okay, because those two things go a lot. So you're going to get a lot of work for them, I would imagine. ECU and engine management services is probably good for older cars. But anything, well, I guess this is an electrician, so they're all going to be electric. I was going to say anything electric seems to go on modern cars. Okay, electric windows and sunroof repairs. We're going to click save and back. So what this is now doing in the background is writing the content for those 2 additional services for us and doing all the internal linking, and it'll create the service pages on the home and everything on the website. So the next thing I'm going to do is come back. I'm going to click on, let's do the bottom ones first because we know that these were the auto electrician and diagnostic repairs were definitely done first. So we're going to go into these. I'm going to add the image. Oops. Okay, I'm not going to add the image because I've copied somewhere else. Give me a sec. Right click, copy image address, get my back over here, paste that in there. So if you paste in an image URL from anywhere on the internet, it'll just pull it in and it'll just work. And we've done this purposely because this just makes it super easy. They're automatically dynamic for mobiles now. They weren't at the beginning when we first did it. So we've made them dynamic on mobile phones now, which means you don't have to worry about it going over or sizing it or anything. You just literally make it look nice on the page, and it'll automatically look nice on your mobile phone as well. Damn, I just pressed the wrong one. Then give me a sec. Sorry, guys. So I do it on both of these. One of them is just the services list. So the way the hierarchy works on these websites is very simple. The homepage links to the services. The service page links to the location pages. And the reason we've done it that way is because of the way we've written the schema and because of the way we're seeing better results for local business sites when they're put together that way. One sec, guys. I've got one more image to put in after this. Save them back. And I don't know if the SSL's yet populated or even if it's picked up the DNS yet, but we will know in a second. Oh, I did it again like an idiot. Let me go over here. Any questions? I will go through at the end, guys. I can see tons of questions popping in there. Okay, I'm going to save them back, and then I'm going to click publish. So you can see the things disappeared from above here. That means the DNS is now done. So when we added this CNAME here, CNAME local sites.3local.com, when we added that earlier, that this has been trying to find it because I use Cloudflare. It does it a lot quicker than most servers, but most domain providers. I find Namecheap's pretty quick, but Heart Internet, when I use them, that takes forever. They take forever. So click publish, click live site, right? The SSL certificate. So the thing that causes a little padlock to sit at the top here hasn't yet been issued. So it's issuing this. It says up there, your site is currently being secured with its SSL. This progress typically takes up to 24, 48 hours for the certificate to be issued. You can continue to edit and preview your site during this time. Now, that means I can look at the site through the preview, but this bit won't work. And it's not such a big deal. They usually populate pretty quick, but I want to be able to submit to Search Console for you guys today so you can see exactly how I do it. So I'm going to click preview and show you. So this is what we've just added. So this is not a full-on website. This is a website we've just added to autodoctor.co.uk. So this site already exists, but what we've done is we've taken local.autodoctor.co and we've added a page on it, for a homepage here in London. We've added service pages for air conditioning and climate control. We've added service pages for auto electrician, for diagnostic repairs, and for electric windows and sunroof repairs. And we've added web pages for every single one of these locations. In fact, that's 50 of the locations there. There's actually, let me go back in. We actually have 110 locations. So if I go over here and look at the site map and then type in Command and F, oops, local, that's not going to work, is it? Local dot auto. So we've just built a 445 page website, which is SEO optimized to rank for keywords in the locations that we've built all of these pages for. If I go back over to the website, like here, I'll click on London, for example. In fact, let's start with the homepage. Right click, view page source. I don't want to get techie with you guys because it's boring, but I will do a little bit here. So inside there, this is the schema, okay? And as you can see, the schema on it says schema.org. Type is local business. The ID is the actual domain name, which is autosarrows.co.uk, because this is the ID of the business. The Autos Are Us is the name of the business. Okay. The postal address for the business is there, the street address. Phone number is this. The website is this, autosarrows.co.uk. Geo coordinates of the actual office of the business is here, which is the one that's based in Oldham. And then Monday to Sunday, it is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, you can see that from the working hours. And then it's got a same as in there. What it tells you is this is the CID URL from their Google Business Profile, which we've pulled in automatically, which says this business is the same as this Google Business Profile. So everything we do on this whole website benefits this Google Business Profile, right? So that's the home page. The services page, so let's go to the auto electrician one. Right click, view the schema for this one. So this has got the same information on it, as you can see here, and this is why these are indexing so well and they're staying indexed. So as you can see, we've got all the same information. Local business, the ID is autosrose.co.uk because that's the business from the Google Business Profile. Name is the same, postal address is the same, all the information is the same. But what this is saying to Google is, this is our service page that explains that we do auto electrician services. And then if you go and look at the page, you can see it links out. So it's telling Google, we provide auto electrician services in London, Westminster, Holborn, St. Marylebone, Lambeth, Finsbury, Paddington, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to read the whole page. That's 50 of them. We've actually got 110 locations it provides them in. But the only way you can find the other ones, so if we click on Wimbledon, we'll probably find a page on here that's not on that home page, because this pulls in, I think it's the 13 closest locations to the page you're currently on. So that's how that works. Now, if I go onto a location page, let's go on Westminster, and if I right click Westminster and show you the way the schema is built in this one, you'll see it has the full business information and the Google Business Profile CID. It tells it that this is an auto electrician service page, and it then tells it that the place is this Westminster is a service, is an area that we service, and the geo coordinates of the area. So it's telling Google that this is a service page for this business here. And what this means is that we're telling Google that, look, this might look a bit odd because they're in Oldham, Manchester, but they do provide this service in this location, this service here, auto electrician. Okay, the ID is this business here, so it's the same as this here. Okay, the ID is this business URL, so this is this business, which has got all the information about what the business does on it, but it provides its service in this place, which is Westminster, and these are the geo coordinates of Westminster. Now, if I go to a different page, those geo coordinates will change, and they will change for every single page on the website. So these geo coordinates are now different than the ones from the previous page. So it's pulling in the geolocation data, the St. Marylebone location, auto electrician. If we move across to now, for those who don't understand SEO, this is really high level SEO, and this is why these are working so brilliantly. If I now go back to, say, London and view the schema that's on this page, you'll see that the service, it's the same business, and it's the same as Google Business Profile. This is why it's ranking the business and the Google Business Profile massively in its area. Then it's telling it this service is diagnostic repairs, and it's saying we do this service in London in this geolocation. And this is why these are so powerful, because the way we've mapped the schema out and the way that the sites are structured, it follows that exact process. Let me show you. Homepage is related to the Google Business Profile, and it tells it this is the business that we're ranking on. You click on any of the services. This is the service page with the top 50 areas covered, or the closest 50 areas covered to the location that we to the central location. And then, as the same as the schema, this has the Google Maps, the service, and the area served on the page, and it pulls in obviously other things on the map that are relevant to the local area to try and make the area more relevant for the rankings. This is why it's working. Let's go back over. Where are we? Let's click Save Radius and click Publish. And let's click on Live Site and see if we've got, yay, we've done it. Okay, so at least we can start looking at the live site now, which is brilliant. So the SSL certificate's done. So as you can see, local.autodoctor.co. We have all the service pages are done. If I click on one of the locations on one of the service pages, as you can see, the content is done. This is all SEO optimized. All the schema's done. Absolutely everything's done. We're going to click to call. If you view this on a mobile, this will go straight through to the client's phone. We can add lead simplify forms into here. We can add absolutely anything we want into here, and we can do some advanced training on that if people want. It won't be tonight because I'm going to try and keep this under an hour for you again. The next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to submit this to Search Console. Okay, so I'm going to close a few of these pages whilst we submit this to Search Console, because I've got absolutely loads open now. Let's have a look what that one is. That can go. That can stay open because that's the actual website. That's their Manchester website with all their services on. This is where we'll, so we're already logged into their Cloudflare, which is good. What this means, if I'm logged into their Cloudflare, when I go to submit this to Search Console, I can go submit sitemap. I can copy their sitemap from here. So it's everything from HTTPS right the way through to XML. and I'm going to click copy. Okay, then I'm going to click Google Search Console. And so this is going to be the autodoctor.co that we're submitting. You're actually submitting that to it there, and you're not submitting the full URL. So when I go in, say get started, I'll click, that's on More Leads Local at the minute, as you can see, add property. I'll paste the full thing in there, but all I want is the autodoctor.co. All I want is that, the main URL, and it's always on the left-hand side. I want the domain, not the URL prefix. I click continue. What this will do, because of where it is, now normally it'll give you some information. You've got a choice of different ways of verifying, but because I'm logged into Cloudflare, this should automatically do it for me, which is brilliant. Cloudflare's free, so there's no excuse not to. I click that and it authorizes it putting that text record in. Now, if you're not on Cloudflare, all you do is the way we added the CNAME earlier, you go back to where you added the CNAME, you go and you add a TXT record, you put the autodoctor.co, and you copy this and paste this in, and then click authorize, submit, and it will automatically do it for you at the back end. So there are your two options. It's really simple to do. So this is now verifying for us. You get a drink whilst it's doing this. Okay, so we're verified. One sec, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to the property. So this is going to take me over to the property. I'm going to click on sitemap. And I'm going to paste this in here. So this is that https:// that we got from here. We copied it from there, yeah? We take this over and we paste it in here. So we click on sitemaps, paste this in here, click submit. When you first submit it, it's going to look like it's not picked anything up. It's going to look like it couldn't fetch it. That's because it starts, but it can't fetch it fast enough to bring it back for the speed it shows you. If you wait about 4 or 5 seconds and click refresh on that page, what you'll find is it still hasn't pulled all the pages in. Oh, that just made me look like an idiot. Now, let me make sure the sitemap's fully populated. Yep, the sitemap's fully populated. It's there, so it should work. It's just going to take a second. So we'll go back onto that. We'll go back up to sitemap. Sometimes if I can't get it to pull in, rather than just refresh, I'll repaste it in and click submit again. Okay, I'm having a problem with this sitemap and I don't know why. What's that saying? No, it's the sitemap. It's the right sitemap. It doesn't want to let me pull it in though. I tell you what, I'm going to give it a little bit longer, but it's up there, so it should be pulling it in. I don't understand why it couldn't fetch it. What you get, but that's the process. What we've just done there. Normally, I wouldn't even check. Normally, I'd just submit it and then I'd leave, and then I'd go back the following day. And what I do is I go inside here, and I'd click, for example, save radius, publish. Then I come down here and I click on site index. So if I click site index, it shows we've got no pages indexed yet, right? We're not going to have any pages indexed because we've only just submitted it to Search Console. But if I was to take that out and go to here, do the site colon for the main URL, you'd see I've got a ton of pages indexed because this is a real site. It's a real business site. It's been used for a while, but we've got none if we add the local in. So obviously, if you come back and check this tomorrow, you'll see. In fact, I'll do an update on my YouTube channel tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon sometime, because I've got a podcast in at 1 o'clock tomorrow that I need to do. So I'll do this at some time tomorrow afternoon and show you how many pages are indexed and everything else. From this point onwards, I don't do much else. I've not had to do much else yet with any of these websites. Obviously, you submit to Search Console for indexing. I've been given access to an indexing tool. It's called Indexceptional, but I've not tested it yet. So I can't. There's no point in me showing it as I've not tested it. I don't know how well it works. I'm hoping if this won't work, that would be a great excuse for me to test it out with this site. These don't seem to want to pull in. So for some reason, I don't know if that's the domain or for some reason, I'll have to figure that out. But if they don't pull in, I'll put it through Indexceptional, but I'll let you know the update tomorrow on the update video as to what I've done and why I've done it. From here, Let me just check now what else we need to go through if I've missed anything out. Okay, yes, the one thing I have not shown you on here is that you can also share on social. So if you click that, you get a QR code to share your website. You post to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't know why it says Twitter, it's X now, isn't it? Oh, it says X on it as well, actually, WhatsApp. So you can share the pages like that very, very easily down here. What else have we got on there? We've gone through schema. You know about the workspaces down here. So if you've purchased a site, so if I click switch workspace, as you can see, I've got a ton of workspaces on mine. These are all workspaces that I've not yet set up. So it just shows up like that. This is the one we're in now. So the one where the green tab's not showing is the one we're in now. If you use the same email address when you're setting these up, it will always add it to your existing workspace. That wasn't available at all last month when we did this video, which has now been added. We've gone through the schema. And yes, I can now look at questions, guys. So anybody who's got any questions, let me know in the chat. So I had a couple that says answer live that I picked up from earlier. So one of them was, Mike, is there a way to purchase multiple extra miles or services instead of one at a time for $10? Yes, Maria, there is. We will do it this week and we'll put it in and it'll be in the same place. So when you go in here and you try and get more miles, what I'll do is I'll put a second button here. And what we'll do is, if this thing ever loads, yeah, what we'll do in here where you purchase your extra miles, we'll be able to add a second button and will enable you to do it in batches of 10 or batches of 1. And I think that means anyone who's, if you got 3 or 4, it's a pain in the backside. But obviously, we do it in 10 or 1. And we'll do a discount, obviously, if you're buying in 10s rather than you think. So we'll do that this week. So if you wait a few days, what I would recommend doing anyway is always publishing based on smaller miles radius, submit to Search Console, get them indexed. If you're going for a 12-mile site, probably start with 4, submit to Search Console, wait till the pages are indexed, then come back in and add a few on, let it increase, submit to Search Console, so that Google sees it growing week after week over a period of time. It's just a much better idea. Okay, there's some of you guys saying you did, yeah, we did do a done for you. I'll put that in the chat for you. It's just 3local.com. Let me throw this in it's in the other questions. I think I'm sending it to everybody. You better click it in there. 3local.com/DFY. DFY for done for you. And that is the one where you get 10-mile radius straight out of the gate. The page is no different. As you can see, looks the same. But when you click on get started, oop. Sorry guys, it was trying to connect to my microphone then on my phone. Let me switch my phone off. So it looks the same, but when you click on get started, you can see, congratulations, you found a done for you special. It's $50 per month. It's for 10-mile radius, which would normally be about $70 a month. And it gives you access to, you'll get emailed information and a form so that you can fill it in if you want. You can do the done for you service. I know a lot of our agency people that have already jumped on this today, because quite a lot of people have jumped on it straight away. They're actually going to do the setup and everything themselves rather than paying the done for you. But they want the $50 a month 10-mile radius for their clients, and they can sell that straight on, so it's a lot less work. So yes, the free trial will be coming down soon. We've put that up for as long as we possibly can. We've given away thousands and thousands and thousands of these, but that will be coming down soon. My business partner's been on my case about that, so I've eventually got to do as I'm told. Can you show how to add new locations, please, Mike? So a new location, yes, of course I can. 1 second. Put 3 question marks at the start of your questions, guys, so I don't miss them. So if I've just done this London site, if I go into add a custom location, then I go to add my location. You see I've got 20 custom locations remaining. So that new setup, you get 20 custom locations on this that you can add. But let's click on add my location. So when we've just done this, we've just built, right? This is London. We've just built a website with SEO optimized web pages for every single one of them blue dots, every single one of them. Not only that, but we've done 4 pages for everyone. Auto electrician, diagnostic repairs, something to do with windows and batteries or something like that. And the other one, whatever the 4 services we've just done are. Okay, we've built 445 page website covering the whole of London. Right, this is an add-on to your website, so it's like building an extension to a house. It don't matter if your house is made out of brick or metal or wood, we can build a brick or metal or wood extension. This is the same thing. It can be added to any website anywhere. So when you add an additional location, it's very simple. You go in, zoom in, find a gap. I know there's one missing in London that needs to be added. I think it's on the left-hand side. And I'm pretty sure it's called Chelsea. I'm sure Chelsea's not in the database. I'm sure it's not. I have no idea why it doesn't pull Chelsea in. But it doesn't pull Chelsea in London, which is nuts. But you've got custom locations, so I'll make that a bit closer to Chelsea. I'll type CHELSEA, Chelsea. And then I'll click, I can put submit and new. So you see the little green one? We've just added an additional location there, right? So if I go to site, publish, view live site, if I go to auto electrician now, Command and F, Chelsea's there, see it? Go to Chelsea, we've got SEO optimized web page written for Chelsea, covering auto electrician service. I can go to the diagnostic repairs, it'll be in the same place because it's based on how far away from the centre of London it is. As you can see, we've got all that content written for diagnostic repairs in Chelsea, and all the schema and everything is done on these pages. There's the business schema, there's the service schema, and there's the location schema, or service area schema, let's call it. So it's done, it's dusted. That's how quick and easy you can add locations. If I want to go back and add more, but you can only add as many as you have in your custom locations. So with this, I could add 19 more. So this has just gone from a 445 page website to a 449 page website, because by adding that one little green dot, we've just added 4 SEO optimized web pages covering Chelsea. If I was to go in now, I don't know London that well, believe it or not. I'm from England and I don't know London very well. I used to live there. Let's have a look. Is that Greenwich? That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. And that one's not right. So I like to go around and check all the ones around it first to make sure. Right, so there's none for Greenwich, so we'll do that one there. So you add the red dot. Save and new. So what you'll see is we've now got 2 greens. If I go to site, and you've got to click publish every time, right? And then we're going to go live site. And then I'm going to click on auto electrician. I don't know how far out that was from the center, but it was further out than Chelsea, definitely. So I want to go command and find. Greenwich, there it is, bam. So as you can see, we've got auto electrician services. If I come over to electric windows and sunroof repairs, scroll down to where Greenwich was, bam, as you can see, we've just added. So now this, if we go over to the sitemap, so scroll down here, click on that, click on sitemap, and do command and find, and we type in local.auto. As you can see, this is now 453 page website. So every time we add one of those, it builds 4 additional pages into your website, 1 for each service. Obviously, if you want to buy additional services, you can add them in. And you can add, some people have got like 5 or 6 services. I've not really gone past the 4 that come as standard. I don't recommend it because I've not tested it. If anyone's tested it yet and they've had really great results, let me know. I'd love to know, but it's not something I've done. I've not gone past the 4. I just don't see the point. The reason I added 4 was when we took it from 2 to 4 services, I thought that was going to help most people to not have to upgrade at all. And they were, and I've been proven pretty right. Most people are only upgrading the miles radius. I think once we had the 10-mile radius thing in there, I don't think anyone will need to add many more. Right, let me have a look. So we've done Alan's question. Right, Peter, you said you've got 2 questions, I think. I have 2 questions. All your examples are for UK. So if I were to index my site here in the US, local.xxx.com, is the server is in London? No, it's not. I don't know exactly where the server is, but I know my server guys have already taken care of it, because I asked them that straight away. Because I'm like, look, if we're based here, what happens if my guys are based over and it's got to travel across the sea and travel back? And they're like, no, we've sorted all that. So they've not told me exactly how they've done it, but they've sorted it. So there's no problem with the speed. The sites are going to be absolutely rapid, as you can probably tell with these sites. If I go into live site, right, let's grab that. and I go over here and I go to new incognito window. I have to do this because it pulls in the crap first, and then I go like that, and then I go right click and inspect element. Okay, then I go to Lighthouse, and so we'll do the desktop to start with. So we go performance, accessibility, best practices, and SEO, and you click analyze page speed, and what you'll see is these are pretty decent. They're really you won't find it's not the best ever. Well, it's actually really good. It's in almost in the 90s for absolutely everything, and I would bet there's some large contentful pay. I'm guaranteeing that's because I've used a massive. I think it's nearly 2 megabytes the image, so that's me that's done that. If I delete that, in fact, we'll do it. I'll show you what I mean. Let's keep that there. Let's do this. Let's go back over here. Let's go into the site. Let's click on edit. Scroll down, select the image, delete it, delete the space, save changes, publish, view live site, command and refresh. Okay, so we've taken the thing out now, so that should speed things up a hell of a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here, shut this down, refresh the page. Yeah, so it's just me adding massive images, that I'm pretty sure it is. And then what I'm going to do is right click, inspect, Lighthouse, and this desktop. Let's have a look at it now and see if it makes any difference, because it said large contentful paint. I'm assuming that's the image I've put in. There you go. So it's me destroying my own site. Look at them results. That is ridiculous. Yeah, try and do that on a WordPress website. You ain't getting anywhere near those numbers. And then if we go back to this, I don't know how to go back. So if I just do that, right click, view page source, because obviously Google is mobile first. And then we click analyze page load speeds. Let's see what we look like on a mobile. I'm going to put the image back though, because these are indexing, ranking, and doing really well with the big images. Look at that. That's on a mobile phone. So first content paint 1.8 seconds. I mean, these are brilliant. These sites, the way we've put these together, the way we've structured them, exactly what we've done. This has taken us years to get right, but it's right. Okay, I need to go back over to that image and just paste it back in, because this is actually a real site. So copy image address, back over here, edit, paste that in there, save, publish, view live site. Boom. Right, we're good. Okay. Right. Oh no, I've kind of accidentally scrolled down. Right, so let me just find. Right, there's Peter. So I'm looking at Peter, and then it says, oh right, that's the only question. I thought you had another one, bud. Pop your questions in. Put 3 question marks at the beginning. That'll help loads. Maury's the first. Oh no, he's not. Sorry, it's scrolled down again. I don't know why it keeps doing it. Scroll down every time. Sorry, I'm coming away from the microphone. Right. Mike, how can I transfer all my client accounts under one email account? The multiple email notifications on different email accounts is doing my head in. LOL. Hoyt, I don't think it's possible, because we didn't know we were going to do multiple accounts at the beginning. Obviously, all your new accounts can be set up on one. What I would recommend doing is setting up a folder for the email notifications on the other one. In fact, I don't think, let me just go in and have a look, right? So, workspace settings. Now, the creator can't be deleted. You can't go in and delete the creator. I'm like 99.9% certain you can't. If I go in here, switch accounts, I didn't create, because yeah, I created some of these before we had the ability. So this is on the plus domains I did at the beginning. Settings. No, you can just have it as an owner and a member. I think if I try and delete this, it'll delete the workspace. Yeah, all I can do is apologize, Hoyt. We didn't know we were going down this route. We've kind of done what everybody's asked us to do, and that's kind of how we've ran with it. So we've played it. We brought out an MVP, and then we've basically gone down the route of we added these workspaces because everybody wanted them. And I think it was a genius idea. I think it was absolutely brilliant. I think it was necessary because having them separate. But unfortunately, those who set up really early on are stuck with different sites under different email addresses. We have some other stuff coming soon as well, where you're going to be able to add multiple locations onto single domain names. But I don't think that's going to make any difference because everybody who wants to add the additional will add them onto the current emails. Right. Let me have a look. Right. What about areas where towns are like 10 miles apart? Right, sorry, this is driving me insane because it keeps taking me back up to the beginning. Right, will there be a replay? I'm at work. Yes, there'll be a replay. I'll put it on the YouTube channel tomorrow, Rod. My business composite doors. So do I need to get a banner image, which is right? So you've got two options. Yeah, I can go into here now, into this website that we've just created. Right, I can go over to site. I've got two options. I like to let the website index before I do this, but you can go over there, click overlay, click save. Click publish, view the live site. Google sees what's underneath and the people visiting see your old website. So if you want people to see your actual website and you don't want them to see this website, then that's how you do it. I've not been putting them on, so I prefer to build a banner and have a banner image in place. I just prefer it. I just think it looks better. And I know there's 100% no problem from an SEO perspective, so I like to index it first. Then if the definite, so we've got a few people like wedding photographers and things like that have done this. They have to use the overlay. They do, because this is not designed to be the most fancy, beautiful looking web pages on the world. They're supposed to be SEO optimized web pages that you can use that's going to generate tons of lead sales and clients and it's going to rank. And that's kind of the way we've set this up. So yes, you can do that. You can overlay your existing website. I've just shown you. Let me have a look. My business composite doors. Okay, so I've just read your question, Alan. Right, that's at 6:15. Wait there, let me just read your full question. Right, yeah, you do want a banner image at the top, Alan. I'd do it with a banner image. I'd prefer it that way. And in addition to doing it with a banner image, get your click to call in place. You can put lead simplify form on there by going into the content. I'll get Keith to do something to show us that. Right, I'm having to look at the time of these questions to figure out whereabouts I'm supposed to be. Because if anyone's putting long questions in, I have to click and it takes me to a stupid place. Let me see if I go wider, that will do it. No, it won't. Right, okay. Can the same schema data be embedded for rank and rent sites without GBP profiles, no CID, etc. available? They can't, no. They can't. The reason being is these are not really built for lead generation style sites. You can use it because it's simple, it's easy. But because of the way AI is taking things from a Google perspective, we're building these so that they work around your Google business profile, and anything that we're going to add in the future is going to work with other Google properties. Once this is finished and done and ready and going, this is going to be the best thing for local businesses on the planet, but real local businesses. So it's going to use a lot of the Google properties you get for free, like silly things like Google News and stuff like that, in ways that you don't yet know how we're looking at these things, but it's going to do all sorts of really cool stuff for you that's going to connect directly into your Google business profile, which is going to rank your profile, which is going to cause your business profile to rank further afield, which is going to rank in every area you want, which will enable you to have a small local business and instantly say, right, I'm a Manchester business, I want to start working in Birmingham, and you start building and ranking in Birmingham before you ever put a Google business profile in a different location. But unfortunately, without the Google business profile, because we're keeping it click simple, we haven't put a schema builder in there, and we're not going to. Sorry about that, but yes, it's being built the way it's being built, exactly to stick with this simplicity. Bricklayer Bob is the guy you can blame. Right, sorry, I'm trying to find where you guys are. Right, does the subdomain name need to be local? It does at the minute, Jeff. We're working on an update where you can add multiple subdomains and you can add them in different areas. So, for example, that website I've just done, autodoctor.co, I will be able to have manchester.autodoctor.co. liverpool.autodoctor.co, london.autodoctor.co. And I'll be able to build different sites in all those areas, and I'll be able to set up different Google business profiles if I want, or I'll be able to have one Google business profile for the entire business of the country, but I'll be able to have different sites in different places up and down the country. So we are on this. We weren't going to do it at first, but you guys kicked our backsides for it, so we're doing it. This is why we've done the done for you service as well, because everyone was asking for it. Right, let me just have a look. Please send replay to yeah, the replay will just go on Rod. The replay will just go straight onto the YouTube channel, bud. Right, can you rebuild the site if it didn't so if it didn't generate all the links as it should? Yes, submit to it sounds like you might have hit on a bug there, Daniel. If you have, submit to support. In fact, just click that support tab there. That'll get sent straight into support. My guys will have a look at it for you. If there's a problem, my guys will sort it out. Not only that, if there isn't a problem, what you do is delete the services and re-add the services the way that we did before when we added these two. Just delete them all, say publish, and then re-add, publish again, save live site, wait 10 minutes. It should have rebuilt the whole site for you. If that doesn't work, then submit to support and they'll help you. Right, one sec, guys. I'm going back in, trying to find these. This is really terrible the way it makes me go up and down. Can I redo? Can I use this template style as a... Can I use this template directory site? It seems like it's perfectly ideal and doesn't need to be any fancier than it appears. What are your thoughts? Can I use this template style as a simple directory? Yes, of course you can, yeah. Yes, Eric. Yeah, I don't see the need for, because we're targeting local business. We're not targeting these big national companies. We don't want Coca-Cola. We don't want massive multinational organizations using this. It's designed for local businesses to be able to generate lead sales and clients in the most cost-effective way possible. That is it. And everything that we're going to do in the back end is going to be super high level from an SEO perspective. That would probably cost you thousands to get done anywhere else, but we're creating it in a way that it's dynamically built in the back end of your website, so you don't even have to think about it. And that's the point, is we're really good at stuff like that. We're really good at SEO. We're really good at software. The problem is trying to teach people to do it themselves is very, very difficult, or trying to send people to an SEO agency to let them get it done there costs an arm and a leg, and you have to pay through the nose for 6 months before you start seeing results. So what we're trying to do is create something that costs people pennies but gives people pounds, or costs people cents but gives them dollars type of situation. So yes, of course you can, Eric. Right, let me find you again, guys. I should have brought somebody on the webinar with me, really, shouldn't I? Does the subdomain name need to be local? Certainly does, Jeff. I answered yours earlier, didn't I? So when you add in a new domain, it does the site as local.website.com. Yes, exactly, Maria. That's exactly how it works. It always does it on local. Soon you're going to be able to add whichever ones of them you want and create multiple sites on one domain name, I think. If it works exactly as it needs to work and it's super simple, then it'll go live. If it isn't super simple and it's not click, done, then I won't allow it to be put into the system. So there's some things that have been built for this system which would have been amazing, but you need to be a rocket scientist to work them. And I'm like explaining to the guys, this is not what this is for. If you want to be a rocket scientist, use Magic Page plugin. I've had 3local set up for a couple of weeks. I've submitted to Search Console and continues to get can't fetch, and have no pages indexed. Have attempted almost daily. Right, I tell you what, Wendy, submit that to Search Console and say, Mike, just with a list of the 3 websites, and say, show Mike these 3 sites. I'm saying that to you because I might have just had the same problem as you. And what I'm going to do tomorrow is figure out exactly why, if this one hasn't submitted by then. So if I go in here now and refresh it, and it's still not pulled in, and I have no idea why. So if there's a problem with certain websites, I don't know why it is, but I'll try and figure out exactly what the problem is using my team, because they tend to know a lot more stuff than I do. And if there is an issue, I'll figure out what it is and let you know. If there's an issue just with the sitemap or the URL or something, Google doesn't like it, then what I'll do is I'll submit your site with my site through Indexceptional, and we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, it won't cost you anything to get that done. I'll do it on my account, and we'll see what happens with that, Wendy. So submit it and just say Mike said pass these 3 domains to him, and I'm on a meeting tomorrow afternoon with Martin. So when I'm on a meeting with Martin tomorrow afternoon, I'll have a look at yours when I have a look at this one as well at the same time. So Keith will just pass it to me, or George or one of the team will pass it to me inside of the support. Right, let's get back in and find where we're going with these. Did you have an issue with the local subdomain pages not indexing due to the redirect error? We certainly did, Susan. Well spotted. Susan Jeffers gets a big gold star. We certainly did. There was a redirect error in there. If you go back in now and you click save, publish, that will no longer be an issue. We had a couple of little issues in the back end so I sent you a video the other day and I emailed it to everybody on the system and said to them, go in, do this. That was one of the things that was fixed in the back end that we didn't talk about. The schema was the one that I told you about, but that redirecting was sorted, and there was a tiny little things. I was still getting the pages indexed, but a couple of people said a few of the pages have been dropped because of a redirect error. We found exactly what it was whilst we was at the SEO event, and we fixed it, and we went through a load of stuff. So we was down in Manchester, me, Keith, and Martin, all three of us, and we were speaking with some real high level dudes looking for all sorts of little tiny bugs and problems and issues that could be in there. We don't know of any others now. In fact, I do know of one tiny little one. I won't tell you what it is on here because it's not really important and nobody's going to spot it. But Martin's fixing it as we speak, and that'll be done and repushed by tomorrow anyway. But we are trying to find every tiny little thing, anything that's even slightly a little glitch. We're trying to figure it out and getting it sorted for you. Did you have issues with local? Did you have issues with local? Not okay, that's the same question. Mike, is it possible to transfer all my different client accounts under one? Unfortunately, not on that one. Wendy, have had three. Okay, I've answered that one, haven't I? What do I do if a client's business doesn't appear when I search it in the business profile? Okay, wait a few days, Chris. So this one here, this guy here. So if I go to I think if we do, I think he's in Brighton actually. That's not Brighton, that's Croydon. So this guy here, the number one business profile now in his area, he didn't have a Google business profile. So we set this up, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks ago. I told him to set it up, and it took me about a week to be able to find it. So it was a new Google business profile. That's the reason why. When I'm searching for this one, I have to type in autos are us space UK because it pulls in the United States ones as well. So yes, Chris, that is an issue that we've also found, and it just takes a little bit of time because the way that Google pulls it inside is using a Google API system. So using the Google API system, I'm supposed to only have 2 minutes left, but we've got tons of questions left. The Google API system doesn't update in real time. So because of that, sometimes it can take a week or so for you to be able to see the business. So it's just time that, mate. So you can still set the site up and submit to Search Console and do everything else. But then once you've done all that, what you want to do is you go in here, business profile, and you'll be able to search it inside here. Once you can find it, it'll pull all the schema in and do it all from this page anyway. So this page is like a fallback for the schema. If you don't set the site up using it, then you can use this as a fallback for the schema once you've got the Google Business Profile set up. So once Google Business Profile is set up, come in here, search it, click it, and it'll pull all the information about the business in. Because, I mean, this one here says, look at this. Administrative area level 1 political. I have no idea what all that type of stuff means, but it's in the Google Business Profile for some crazy reason. But it's not affecting it, so I'm not bothered. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. If someone builds these pages on and then cancels for some reason, are the pages taken down or do they remain? Their account will eventually be removed from the system. It won't happen immediately. We'll probably put a pop-up on there to say you've not paid your bill. We've had, out of the tens of thousands of people that signed up on this, I think we've had 24 people cancel so far. So honestly, do you want me to be dead honest with you, Jeff? We've not yet really done anything for cancellations. That I was talking to Martin about today, actually, and him and the gang are working through that now before they finalize the subdomain thing. So anyone who cancels now, the issue you've got is if somebody signs up and they cancel, they can't come back. Okay. Now this that might sound stupid, but we know how good a service this is and we know how amazing this is. But if somebody signs up with a domain name and that domain name then cancels, like eventually within the first before the first 3 months, which is what we've done as the free thing at the minute, which that's going to disappear soon anyway. But before that reaches where it gets to, for the people that have cancelled, their pages will disappear, or we may just put a pop-up on the page to say they've not paid the bill, so their content's hidden, so to speak. And they can go in and take the CNAME down, put the CNAME in and get rid of it. So they will be gone before the trial period ends, and that will be sorted out. But the problem they've then got is if they sign up and then they cancel, they can't come back with that same domain name, and it can't be re-added manually or anything. We know how good this is, we know how amazing this is, we know exactly what it is we're doing, and anybody that cancels they can't even reactivate it. We can't set them back up. It's done and dusted. Which is not brilliant for somebody who cancels, but unfortunately it is what it is. That same domain is then locked out of the system for life. Whether that'll get sorted in the future, I don't know. I've said to Martin, I'm not really bothered, because if anyone cancels, it's kind of so yes, the pages will come down. If you've had somebody sign up and then cancel, the pages will come down before the trial period ends, and they won't be able to sign back up, not through anybody else. So if you hate someone, you can sign up with their domain name. Shit. I just realised how bad that actually would work out. If we catch anyone doing that, we would ban them from the system for life. So just my terrible mind thinking out loud. What is the size of the banner to use for it with the site? Let me just go over to my Canva. Oops. I'll just show you the one I use. Let's pull this in. You guys should be able to see this. So mine is, I don't know if it needs to be this big. Right, let's make that. Let's add it up here so we can see it. And then let's. Does anyone know? Resize. And it should tell me the current size, I'm assuming. No, I have no idea how to tell what size this is. Click it. No, I have no idea. I think I just told it to give me a banner and then I just went for it. So resize. Can anyone see where it says how big it is? You can't really tell me, can you? Because there's that many hundreds of messages. I'll tell you what, I have no idea how to tell you. I'm really sorry about that, but it doesn't say, does it? It's these banners. This is all I do is I pull these banners in. So I just click on one of these banners and make an edit, and I'll add another page. Go to the design, because I've used the banner. It's the banner templates. Whatever the banner templates are in here, that's what I do. Make the edits, and then just click download and use it exactly as it is. I don't even rename it. I think they're all called More Leads Local. But it's just pure laziness, because local's so easy. That's why I love local. It's the easiest thing ever. It still is. People are still doing it wrong. They're not doing local pages and they're just targeting the major cities. And right. Right, I've got to find where we're at. Right, if anyone's got any questions I've not answered, put them back at the top with 3 question marks so I can see. Right, I'm looking at Susan's, and she put this in at 6:34, which is now 7:04 in my place. Did you have an issue with local subdomain pages not indexing due to redirects? Sorry, we've done that one already, haven't we? I'm going to jump back. I'm going to jump right to the top, guys, and hit the 3 question marks. Got it. 1200 by 300. Cool. Daniel Waltz says 957 by 239 pixel. There we go. Yeah, I know. I just make it so it's 100% wide on the page, and then it works. You can hover over the banner. Question mark. Is a redirection error was detected by Google Search Console on the subdomain. Yeah, if you re-thingy it and then resubmit to Search Console, you'll see that it's been fixed. We've fixed that, Susan. What page builder do you use to build a one-page website to link to 3local? Right, I basically years ago bought, so the one I've been using is called Swipe Pages. I use Swipe Pages. I bought it for $500 for a lifetime license years ago. But any page builder will do. It doesn't matter. There's tons of free page builders and stuff out there. If you're not using the overlay feature, you can even use ClickFunnels or anything. So you can use Wix, you can use anything. It doesn't matter what you use. But what I would say is I've stopped building the one page ones. I'm sticking it on the existing sites, which is why what we built it for. I've been putting it on existing sites and I'm getting much better results than before. And I think that's because I'm putting it on existing sites that Google's used to it. It knows them, likes them, trusts them. Right. On a site, I accidentally used the company website URL versus a new domain. How can that be fixed? Just set up a complete new site, Maria. Once the domain's in there, it's locked in. So just cancel that one and set up a new site with a different domain name. Takes 5 minutes, doesn't it? If the redirection error is detected in Google Search Console, does it indirectly impact the root domain as well? I'm trying to determine if I should re-index the subdomain and wait for the validation that the redirect issue is fixed before attempting. Right, it won't treat it. So basically, because we're connecting this to your Google business profile and your Google business URL, Google knows it's the same business website, but it won't negatively affect your home website. It won't negatively affect the website in any way, shape, or form. Google for the first few months treats this as a separate domain completely, and over a period of time, because of the way we connect them through Schema, it starts to pick it up and it treats it like the same business, and will start ranking your website. So don't worry about that. A dodgy redirect somewhere on a website won't affect the other site. Otherwise, any big sites out there, if they had dodgy redirects or it wasn't a dodgy redirect. What it was is, so when the pages were being loaded, okay, let me go over here and go to live site and let me click on one of these, and then you see the link there? You see right down the bottom, look down here, right? And you can see at the very end, Camden-Finsbury. That's got a / on it, right? When you click on that, it's got a / up there. All it was is when you waved over it, it didn't have a / on it. That was all it was. Because that / was missing, so it was redirecting. So it wasn't a problem, but it was treating it like 2 pages. So it was having a bit of an indexing issue. So there's no issue, and that's fixed. So yeah, once Google picks that back up on your website, it won't be an issue. If we have a site that for some reason that does not yield results, is it okay to cancel it? Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole point of putting the 3 months free. I don't want anyone paying for it that's not generating lead sales and clients if it doesn't work. But what I would do is I'd go for a site that's got an existing business. Sorry, a business that's got an existing website. It's got a Google business profile. Definitely set up the schema. Submit to Search Console. I sometimes submit to Search Console multiple times. And yeah, if it doesn't work for that particular business, it's not going to work for every business. There's nothing out there that's a complete. But for me, right, every local business generates leads in 3 ways. Yeah, 90% of the local businesses get all their leads from the first page of Google, and it's either paid ads, it's either Google Maps, or it's the website. It's as simple as that, right? They're your 3 main ways. Obviously, with directories and stuff like that, but they're like the other 5 or 10% overall for businesses. The 3 best ways at present is that this takes care of your Google business profile and of the first page of Google in every area you cover. What I would always recommend is citations, and the citation should match the information that is on your Google business profile identically. Okay, so if you've got ST instead of street, that's how you want your citation to look. You want it identical information everywhere on the internet so that Google can look at it without a backlink being in it and say, this is definitely this business because this matches that 100%. Kind of like what Copyscape does. Google does the exact same thing for citations, and you can't build too many citations, which is absolutely amazing because Google hasn't looked at it and said, oh, these are spammy links and this is citations is not treated the same. Put a million citations. The thing with a citation is you want to get it indexed, right? You want to get your citations indexed. So if you go and build 1,000 citations and they don't get indexed, they're all waste of time completely. But if you use something like Indexceptual, and I'll know in a few days, this is it here, right? If you use something like this, it's called indexceptional.com. I will know in a few days if this is any good because I only got my credit set up on it today. If I know it's good, I'll do a YouTube video, show you guys, wait for that, and we'll do some tests. I'll do some tests over the next week or so. If it works, brilliant, because you can use something like that to index all of your citations. Index all your citations rather than indexing your web pages. So what you do is you get your websites, you submit to Search Console, you go over to something like Legit, you buy thousands of citations for your website, make sure they're written exactly as they need to be. Once you've done all your citations, and you should pay anything from 10 cents to $1 a piece, right? Max. So if you've got 150, 200 citations, it costs you $150, $200. But then what you do is you get all of those citations and you run them through an indexer. And what the indexer does is pushes them all through. So Google sees them and knows that you've got a ton of citations about your business. And what you'll see is pretty much straight away, within a week, you'll start seeing massive increases in rankings. And this is where a lot of people are not doing. They're doing link building rather than citation building. I'll stop waffling. Jump back over because I've already overrun by 10 minutes and I should be somewhere else now. How do clients cancel their account in the system? They go into Thrivecart and cancel because that's where everything's set up. I don't know the URL height. I've never seen the URL. I just know that there is a cancellation URL in there. So if they log into their Thrivecart account after they've paid for it, it'll be in the email somewhere. The email they get when they sign up, they'll be able to click in the link and sign it. If they struggle, tell them to click on support, the support tab inside the system. My guys will be able to tell them where it is. I don't know where it is. So if I'm using a local directory, how many services can I list for optimization? As many as you want, Nicola, for optimization. Is it 4 and it is $250 per business and $50 per month per business? Right, so yes, the done for you service is $50 per month per business. You're getting a 10-mile radius. So if you was to purchase that on the front end, it costs you $70, I think. And then Keith's going to do all the work. So what we just talked about a minute ago, Keith will put the site up for you, build it all, go through your content, make sure all your content's right, it's all SEO optimized. He'll create your banner image. He'll add your he'll do. I don't know how I've got him to do this for $250, but he's willing to do it. I don't know how long he's going to do it for, but as soon he'll be trying to kill me for talking him into it. I talked him into it at the event though when he was drinking. Right. So he's going to do all that. He's going to then index your pages for you. He's then going to add citations to it for you. So you want a Google Business Profile, otherwise you can't really add citations. He's going to add citations to it for you. And if you want, he'll add a form to it. He makes it into like a 2-column page for you. And he'll add a form to it for you, which is a lead simplify form, which will email the leads to your business. So you can track how many email leads you're getting in and put your phone number on. So your phone number is going to go on the click to call. So he's going to do a proper good job. It's not like he's just dinghying. So people who are doing this and they're selling this to other businesses, that's probably the best package because you can offer a business a 10-mile radius. You can charge them $250 a month very, very easily. You can pay $50 a month for it. And then you can either pay Keith to do the full setup or you can do the full setup yourself. If you know what you're doing, do it yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, let Keith do it for you. But they're your clients then, not ours. Even though if you do let them have the access to Lead Simplify themselves, to 3local themselves, then you're in a situation where at least you can call it. At least they can manage their own systems and their own setup. We've not approved anybody for the affiliate link on that yet. I'm not going to approve people on that who doesn't really know what they're doing. So I'll probably personally speak to anybody who I approve for that because although the other one we've allowed people to sign up as affiliate at the bottom of the page, I don't really want affiliates on that $50 a month one unless they know what they're doing because it's very easy. Because it's over the 4 mile, it's 10 miles. If you do it slightly wrong, it's very easy to just mess up the site and yeah. We'll see. I don't know, but yeah, that's how that service works. Right, let me have a look. Peter, please answer my question. Mike, please answer these 2 questions. You said that before, and then you only put 1 question in. Should I index in the same location the money site is indexed? I have a GMB, but location is not exposed. Many businesses service are mostly like that. So if I don't want address to be public, I cannot use this system, right? No, that's so Yeah, this is part of your website. You're adding this onto your website. So if add this onto your money site, you can add this straight onto your money site and it won't cause any problems or issues. Okay, you can add it straight on, index it to where you index your money sites using Google Search Console. And then you said I have a GMB, but the location's not exposed. If you can find the Google Business Profile, it will do it. If it doesn't pull in the location, you just put the location in manually the way you've seen me do it at the beginning of today. So I went in, pulled in the Google Business Profile, and his was in Oldham, and I changed it to London, and I submitted it. So you can always fill that in manual, and you can pull the Google Business Profile information in later if you want, or you can pull the Google Business Profile information in and edit it before you finish filling it in. The most important thing is the Google Business Profile is used for the schema. So the more information we've got in a Google Business Profile, the better your schema is going to be. If it doesn't have an address, then it will say undefined or something here on that bit, but it will still connect it to your Google Business Profile, and it will still pull in this, the map CID, which is what's really important, right? We pull in that map CID and we connect it as the same as to say that this business that we pull in, I know this is not the schema, but this business that we're pulling in the information of is the same as this Google Maps thing. So it still connects the two together. It still builds a connection between the website and the Google Business Profile via that link and via the schema. So it's still used the Google Business Profile even without it having an address on it. Right, QQQ, I'm setting up a local directory. Would you use the different main categories as a service for 3local? I'm setting up a directory. Would you use the different main categories as a service for 3local? I'm not sure we understand that. I'm setting up a local directory. Would you use the different main categories as services for 3local? Yeah, maybe. I like the idea of using it as a directory. I don't understand how you're going to put certain businesses on the directory pages unless you're going to physically go in and do them manually for the locations. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's how you do. I guess yeah, you can just go in and do it how we do it on our directories, can't you? But we do it all automatic. You just have to put the businesses in physically. Yes, I guess you could. I'd leave the content in place for the first few weeks and then just start putting the businesses at the top, premium listings at the top of the directory pages. Can we get the $50 per month for the 10-mile radius without the done for you option? Yes, of course. So when you go to the page that I shown you earlier, this one, 3local.com/DFY, click on that. When you click on learn more, it takes you through to, doesn't take you through to anything, does it? Oh, it does. It's just my computer's running really slow. You fill in this information, and you pay all you're setting up here is the $50 a month. That's it. You're not paying the $250. You'll get emailed some information, and then Keith will send you a form. If you don't fill the form in, then Keith will never do any work for you. You have to add him to your system anyway, so you have to add his email address inside of your 3local system. So you have to go into your 3local system. You have to go manage workspace settings, and you have to put his email address in here and bring him in as a member or the owner. It's probably better as an owner, and he'll come in and set everything up for you. So you have to do that to it anyway. You have to invite him into your system for him to be able to do it. If you don't do that, you can't. So you don't pay him up front. You only pay the $50 because you have to have the subscription no matter what. So I've done it this way around, and that way anybody, because I'm not getting a cut of the $250. It's literally, it goes so you can just pay Keith direct. If a client already has website.com, can this be added to local.website.com? Of course, that's the point of this, Maria. That's exactly why we designed this. So when we were designing this, so when we do the multiple subdomains like Manchester.Liverpool.Leeds. and that, we're going to block www. This is not a website builder. This is not designed for you to build a website. This is designed to be added on to a website that a business has already got. So when we were doing our research into setting this thing up, we could have gone down the website builder route and built a drag and drop builder and all the rest of that crazy stuff. The reason we didn't is when we looked at it, 95+% of businesses have already got websites. The people that don't have websites are the people that aren't really running a real business, or if they are running a real business, they're probably not the type of people that we want to set this up with anyway, because they've not got a website, they've not got a Google Business Profile, and they've not yet taken that step. And that's not saying we don't want to work with new businesses, but we want to work with new businesses that are willing to set up a website, set up a Google Business Profile, and do things properly. So yes, they can, and that is exactly what it's been built for. If they've got website.com, then we set up local.website.com. This will build SEO optimized pages for every area in the target radius within whatever their target area that they're looking for is for each of the services that they provide. They can add additional services and additional miles, or they can keep it set up as it comes out of the box. Right. I'm going to answer the last three questions. So I've got Jan, Hoyt, and Wendy. And then I'm going to cut it short, guys, because we're already 20 minutes over time, and I'm already really late for something else. Since Google knows the verified NAP, even for hidden address SAPs, since you're using the map CID, Google still knows for sure which business is being referenced, so it should be okay. There you go. Thank you very much, Jan. That's exactly what I should have said. But you said it for me. So whoever I was talking to before about the NAP information, even if your address is hidden, they know the NAP information, so still put the NAP information in the page. And thank you as well, Jan or Jan. I don't know how you which way it's pronounced, because whether you're UK or where, but thank you very much. Hoyt, for those of us that want the free trial to continue, could we pay a fee to have that option? We're pulling it down. We've got tens of thousands of people on the free trial now. I've been saying that to my business partner. I want to keep it forever. But he's basically, it's not going to happen. I've been pretty much overridden on this. When me and Martin started working together a few years back, 5-6 years ago, we went 50-50 business partners on all of our businesses all over the world, and he was managing director, and he will remain managing director or CEO of every company we've got. So he's overruled me on this, and I understand why he's doing it. There'll still be a 7 or a 14-day free trial. And the guys over at Ring Fence Marketing that are actually selling, using this to bring clients in, I've still got can still use it for that. But other than that, it's coming down, and I've been overruled on that one. Sorry. Right. When will the additional location-based subdomains for additional areas become available? Probably a month. I'm going to say probably a month. I've been told 2 weeks, so probably a month, because usually things in the dev world run into tons of problems and issues and stuff like that. And the more I'm working with developers, even some of the best developers in the world, they can say to you, yep, 2 weeks if there's no problem, but there's always a problem. There is always a problem. There's always a problem. And if you try to code using something other than people, like ChatGPT and stuff like that, there's a million problems. He doesn't think through all the different steps and things that a human would do. So we don't even use that anymore. That's why our coding takes longer than most. But as you can see, we build a system that's got pretty much almost zero bugs, and we are fixing everything that does come in. Okay, what if the software, I know I said I wouldn't answer any more, but I'm just going to grab the last couple. What if the software picks up on a city with low population? Can we change the city? No, they're in our database. It will pick up on cities with low population, but if there's no search for it, Google will de-index the page anyway, so you don't need to worry about it. Can you send partner for 7-week cruise? I'd love to send it. I swear to God, Daniel, right? My business partner works way harder than me, way harder than anybody I know. I have to keep mithering him. Like recently, I've been like, mate, can you just go and have a week off, please? Because he does 15-hour days, 7 days a week, except not on a Sunday. He takes his son out and does stuff with his son. He's a workaholic. And yes, I would love to send him away for a week, but he won't go. And if he does, he takes his laptop anyway. Is there a Facebook group or school group for 3local? Can we get one? We probably can, yes. I'm not on Facebook, so it won't be a Facebook page. But we do have a Facebook page. I forgot the name of it, though. I think it's facebook.com/groups/magic page. I was going to close it down, but everybody gave me loads of earache and told me that I couldn't, so I didn't. There's about 10,000 people in there. Keith, the guy who I own Magic Page plugin with and stuff like that, he tends to manage that for me with some of my other team in there, Georgia and a few. I don't know who's in there and who isn't, but we've got a few of our team members in there that manage it. I see this service is a mini ring fence marketing service versus ring fence marketing price is 10x. Yes, and because this connects to your Google business profile, so we've pulled back on a lot of the ring fence marketing stuff, and I've told my guys to go in, get the sites all branded up and connect them all to the Google business profiles and start adding the NAP information, simply because of what's happening with the AI search. Things are going to change massively in the next 6 months because of AI. And if people are not connecting and using Google, what do we call it? Google resources, let's call it. Then it's going to be very difficult to rank things. Like what we spotted was one of the things we spotted is if I connect a site to a Google business profile, I can get in. There's like the top right hand side here when you do a search on the AI. There's 3 citations usually for certain listings, and nearly all of them have, like 98% of them or something stupid that we checked, always have NAP information. And what I found is I can put a lead gen site up, like a Magic Page plugin site, and connect the NAP information to an existing Google business profile, right? And it will rank in the 3-pack on the citations in the AI. And I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I was over the moon with that, because I can use someone else's Google business profile to rank in the NAP information. But we're not trying to do that on ring fence marketing or on this. We're trying to do a proper job the way it should be done. And it's not a mini ring fence marketing, because ring fence marketing, you get 12 sites in your location, and ring fence marketing, you end up eventually taking up most of the first page of Google. But because this connects to the existing website, you're getting results much, much, much faster. So realistically, I can put these up and I can have index ranking pages within a week. Ring fence marketing, because they're all new sites or expired domains, we are looking at 3 to 6 months to get results. The people that stick it out are getting the results. The people that don't stick it out are cancelling before the results ever come. And do you know what? It's explained at the beginning that it's a 6-month process on that. This just seems to work a million times faster because it's going straight onto an existing business. Right, last question. I see the service as, oh, nope, that's the one I've just answered. Okay, guys, I'm going to say thank you to everybody for being here tonight, and I hope I got every single question answered, or at least every one that was different than the ones that came up. Hope you're loving 3local. If anybody wants to use to become an affiliate for the new done for you service, email support about that. Keith will pick that up, and Keith will come and speak to me. We're not just going to let absolutely everybody in as an affiliate for it, because I want to know, like you know what you're doing. It's not something that could just be pushed out and will just work. Not on the 10-mile radius. You need to know what you're doing a little bit, especially if you're selling it as done for you. And yeah, if anyone's got any problems, don't forget, you got any questions for me, I go to here every Friday. These are submitted to me direct. I checked yesterday, there's about 6 questions so far this week. And every Friday, that's kind of the last thing I do at the end of the week, is I go and grab all them questions that's been asked to me, and I do a video at the end of the week that basically answers all your questions. So last week would have been that one there. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling in images with faces on them. I'm unprepared answering your questions, but I'm putting a 3local logo over the face because it's not actually me. Yeah. Oh, let me shut that down. Okay, guys. So if you've got any questions, mikemartin.uk, you can do that. And if you want the done for you service, you can go over to 3local.com/DFY done for you. Thank you very much, and I will see you all in a month. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.